like to let everybody know that we're going to be a few minutes before we start. We're waiting for one other person to show up. Good afternoon. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We have roll call, please.
Sheriff Decatur. Sheriff Colts.
Here.
Sheriff Giles. Sheriff Harris. Mayor Scott. Chief Mason. Here. Mr. Mahaffey. Mr. Petrovich. Here. Mr. Ashton.
Here.
Mr. Stroud.
Here.
Ms. Guy. Mr. Smolnick. Mr. Burry. Sheriff, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we all rise for
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time that we're going to experience together. Lord God, we just ask that you guide our thoughts. Bless us with grace and mercy as we discuss the issues at hand. Father God, we just thank you for each person in this room. And we ask, Lord God, that we would just come together for resolutions and also conversation. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
the next on the agenda? We have the approval of the agenda. Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Moving on to the next item, we have awards.
So this is time during the meeting where we recognize staff for their excellent work as well as their years of service. First up, for years of service, I want to recognize Kobe Wirecoat. Did I say 10 years of service? 10 years of service, sorry. Now for employee of the second quarter, for sworn, I want to recognize Officer McNabb. He's been with us for a few years now. He's shown ability to to work in any area of the facility. He does so without complaint. He's highly motivated, always striving to do the best that he can throughout the shift. He maintains a positive outlook throughout the workday. He's been the shift utility officer and is extremely dependable to assist with any incident across the facility. He shows eagerness to help fellow staff members and help need be asked. He's a field training officer, uses his knowledge and skills to help train and guide other officers. McNabb also reaches out to his supervisors for any assistance that he may need and offers help to them. He's a great officer, a great mentor to our new officers. He's a dependable officer that can be placed in any position in the facility. He's able to do all tasks required of his work. That's just one of the nominations that I received. Again, 6 of them. Seeing him in the hallway, he hustles, he's got the talent. The last was the civilian was they're not related. I'm gonna call my husband, Colin Hudson. He's gone above and beyond. Sorry. Haley. Colin's his boss. Mr. Hudson's gone above and beyond his job duties to streamline and simplify operations within the IT department and the jail as a whole. He taught himself Python coding in order to develop programs that allow the department to remotely reboot all phones in the jail, service currently not provided by the organization. An effort to alleviate ongoing issues with youth to a criminal history system, converted the program to automatically detect and get down and research. That's a constant problem with the power outage. He took it upon himself to manually review all IT user records, including Active Directory, Select Card System, and Launch, our phone system, to identify and remove users who have departed the organization. This effort has helped improve the accuracy and security of our systems. And then lastly, he's an integral member of the IT department who can always be relied upon to answer the user requests, actively troubleshoot issues, and resolve support tickets. His initiative, dedication, and commitment to improving operations have had a positive impact on both the IT department and the jail as a whole. Like I said, we're not related, but I would guarantee I would take him. He's another one that just hustles. He's been with us for how long now? A year. He's already
To the next item on the agenda, which is the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Moving on to old business. Is there any old business? Okay, so moving on to the next item. Please remain quiet and respectful during the public comment period. Interruptions, outbursts, or other disturbances are not permitted so that all speakers may be heard. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes with public comment limited to a total of 30 minutes. Please speak slowly and clearly and begin by stating your name and the county where you live. And the timer will alert you when the time is up. And each registered person who registered to do the public comment will be called up individually to speak. Thank you.
I'd like to call persons who are
Name of God. This is my son. He was incarcerated in this jail. I have so many recordings of him saying he's been tortured. I've had notes passed to me in the courthouse where he was been beat by 3 correction officers in this jail. before the morning of the court. My son is no longer here with any of us. He can't be hurt in this jail any longer. I know he may have done wrong to get here, but he should have never been here. It was all done wrong. But my son died. Date of death, May the 26th. The day he actually died, May the 25th. He died inside this jail. He was brain dead before he left this jail. Because it took them 35 minutes to find a machine, whatever it's called, to shock his heart. And today is July 23rd. I've yet to receive a call from anyone in this jail to tell me my son has passed. Instead, I've got calls from inmates to tell me my son has passed. I made numerous calls that fell on deaf ears to this jail. Because I was a nobody, because he was a nobody. Nobody cared. He was on seizure medicine because he was shot in the head. He had mental issues. He had seizure issues. Nobody cared. Nobody in this jail cared. Kelly Peterson, I talked to her a lot. Clean, great, but never fulfilled what she said she was going to do. Never happened. I wish Happy was here today. Because he told me on April the 8th, I will get your son out of that jail. Well, he's out of here, but not the way I want him out. I called many times to Kelly about the crushing of the seizure medicine. You cannot crush seizure medicine. It causes a heart attack. Now, I haven't got the autopsy back, and I don't know why he died, but I know where he died. He didn't die under my care. He died under y'all's. And I'm the one that had to beg and plead for money to bury my son. Nobody here donated a dime. But it's all of y'all's fault. Each and every. Yeah, it was his fault he was here. But even though he was an inmate, he's a human. He was my son, and he was my baby child. He just had a birthday right before he died. And it's sad. And I can't bring him back. He will forever be in my heart.
The time is up. Thank you.
She turned herself in Monday, and I do understand that people who are incarcerated lose certain privileges as part of it. However, they don't lose basic human rights, humane treatment, or their dignity. My mother is 55 years old and has numerous serious medical conditions. One of those conditions causes her muscles and joints to lock in place, making it difficult or even impossible for her to use her hands and other parts of her body. She has been prescribed medications from multiple doctors for those issues that help control symptoms and allow her to function. When she entered the jail, she brought her medications with her. She completely understood that inmates cannot simply keep their own medications and that they must go through the jail's medical process. That's not what concerns me. What concerns me is that she repeatedly told me during our phone calls that she had requested her medications from staff multiple times and from multiple staff members, and that she was immediately denied from all of them. She told me the explanation that was that she had explained that without these medications, her condition would rapidly worsen, and she would experience severe pain and loss of mobility in multiple parts of her body. According to her, she was either told that the jail does not provide these medications, told she would have to wait until she was released, or that her requests were not acted upon whatsoever. She has also told me that one staff member basically dismissed her when she tried to explain how serious the condition was and that she was laughed at. When I spoke with her most recently, she told me she was in extreme pain because the medication has now completely left her system. My fear is that every additional day without medically necessary treatment, her condition will deteriorate further and she will lose mobility in multiple parts of the body. This is not simply about discomfort, it is about preventing unnecessary suffering and preserving her ability to function. My mother is also anemic. She has told me that she has not been receiving her iron medications and that the cold temperatures inside the facility have become especially difficult for her. She has also expressed concerns about the food. saying she has struggled to eat because it has made her nauseated and caused her to throw up, leaving her hungry. She further shared concerns she heard from other inmates regarding the cleanliness of beverage containers that come out with meals that other inmates had mentioned, and she had also seen mold growing in these containers, which has made her reluctant to drink from those. I understand that I personally cannot verify everything that I've been told, but these concerns do deserve to be looked at. Before all of this, my mother spent years serving our community as a teacher in Spotsylvania County. She retired in 2020 to care for my father during a serious medical decline until he passed away in 2021. This is her first experience being incarcerated, and hearing the fear, pain, and hopelessness in her voice has been heartbreaking. I am not here to argue the reason she is in custody. She has accepted that she must serve the sentence imposed upon her. What I'm asking is that she not be made to suffer beyond that sentence because of untreated medical conditions. Thank you for your time.
Next we have Monisa Hart. You have to thank you.
I don't.
I was asked to present a letter on behalf of Mr. Hugh Hall, who could not be here, but the letter's not available, so instead I will address the other issue I plan to address, which ties into what you just heard. I don't know if the public is aware, but the jail is not legally required to provide any medical care for pre-existing conditions. So if someone comes in here with diabetes, the jail does not have to provide insulin. If someone comes in here in the middle of a chemotherapy course of treatment, the jail does not have to provide chemotherapy. However, there's a difference between what you're legally required to do and what you're ethically and morally required to do. The issue I want to specifically address occurred in January through May of this year. January 28th, 2026, a gentleman by the name of James Pryor was arrested and incarcerated here. Upon arriving at the jail, he alerted intake that he receives injectable antipsychotic medication on a monthly basis and was headed when he was apprehended to see his psychiatrist to receive the injection. So he hadn't had it for a month at that point. The jail called me and asked me to bring the medication. I went and picked up his $3,000 syringe, brought it in the pharmacy sealed container with the doctor's prescribing information, and delivered it to the jail. As of May, Mr. Pryor still had not received it. The excuse that I was given was that medication has to be administered by a registered nurse or a doctor, and there's not always one available. To which I responded, but Mr. Pryor is always available. So when one is available, you can go get him from his cell and bring him down here and stick a needle in his butt anytime you want, 2 o'clock in the morning, doesn't matter. So as of May, he hadn't been medicated. He had a psychotic episode while he was here as a result of being denied antipsychotics for 5 months. He was then placed on an institutional charge and put in the hole because of that psychotic episode, at which point I had to involve Mr. Taylor. Mark Taylor has the details of this incident. He investigated the incident and determined that the officer who had placed the institutional charge on him had in fact lied in her report about what happened. He reviewed the camera footage, saw that Mr. Pryor did not make statements that were attributed to him, and did get the institutional charge removed, and did get him removed from the hole. He then was released to the general public, finally having had an antipsychotic shot 2 days before his release date. At this point, he had been medicated for 6 months. He was out of jail for about a week before he was apprehended again, having yet another psychotic episode because he had been denied his medication. So yes, the jail is not legally obligated to administer that medication, even though his family provided it, even though his family would have continued to provide it. But the jail is morally and ethically obligated to take care of patients in their care. That man went back to jail and is still incarcerated here because he was denied life or death antipsychotic medication.
Next we have Mr. Wilson.
You mind getting that sideways for me? I was gonna improv something, but we're not gonna do that now because I need to speak for a man who couldn't be here today. I'm speaking a letter on behalf of a man named Hugh Edwin Hall III. This is the letter that he and I drafted together. My name is Hugh Edwin Hall III. I am the father of Michael Joseph Hall. My son died in your jail at your own hand on October 10th, 2022. He begged for your help for weeks, relentlessly, to the point of tears. He told me that you laughed at him. You literally laughed at him. Michael was in there for mostly traffic violations. Yes, he had a drug problem. They never even found drugs on him, just a straw. He wasn't a dealer. He wasn't a rapist. He wasn't a murderer or a thief. He should have never been housed with such people. He just needed some help. He told you he was hearing voices. He filled out the paperwork. A fellow inmate filled out a mental health request for him too, and even told your guards he believed that Michael was in trouble. You ignored both of them. He gave up asking because you taught him asking meant nothing but a laugh and a trip to the hole. We're now in 2026. To this day, no one from that place has ever contacted me, his own father, about my son's death. I found out an hour later from a fellow inmate calling me from the inside. That silence is an admission of guilt. You charge families 30 cents a minute to talk to their loved ones on broken tablets, and you talk to us like we're inmates too. You charge us $3 or $4 for a candy bar while we tried to get him decent food. Food he said had rocks in it. You withheld a letter I wrote him claiming there was a substance on it. There was nothing but made pop. You wouldn't even let him have his Bible. When Michael was found hanging in his cell, the inmates who wanted to help him were told by officers themselves to leave him alone and let him hang. My son was murdered in that place. As far as I'm concerned, not by his hand alone, but by every guard who ignored his plea, every system that wasn't supposed to protect him and didn't. Months after Michael died, there were 6 or 8 more suicides. What are you doing in there? Aren't you watching these people? No. I'm not gonna finish that letter. This is a consistent problem. It's a problem that we've had for decades. And it causes problems on the outside. And we need to do something about that. What are we going to do about that? That's what we really need to ask ourselves. Is what are we going to do next?
I am speaking before you today to address an urgent, life-threatening crisis occurring directly under your oversight. As the governing body with the ultimate authority over both the regional drug court programs and the Rappahannock Regional Jail's operational policies, you bear the direct responsibility for ensuring that these interconnected entities comply with the federal law and provide safe, continuous medical care. With the possibility of my own incarceration looming this October, I am forced to confront the reality of how this facility handles medication-assisted treatment. Community providers such as FCCR have confirmed they are fully willing and able to coordinate MAC care for certain circumstances for up to 6 months. However, to stay compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act and the conditions of the jail's federal funding, there should be no arbitrary time limits on receiving prescribed medical care. And at the absolute minimum, a safe taper process must be in place. Currently, the jail's approach to MAC compliance under your authority is dangerously inadequate. You are subjecting individuals to severe agonizing withdrawal and the very real risk of death. Let us be clear, MAT is not a lifestyle choice. It is a medically necessary, evidence-based standard of care. Forced withdrawal in a jail setting is not a treatment plan. It is a dangerous disruption of medical care that dramatically increases the risk of fatal overdose or even just death upon release. The refusal to provide continuous access to a patient's established medication regimen is a direct violation of federal law. Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark of the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division has made the federal government's position absolutely clear. Categorically denying or arbitrarily restricting medication violates the Americans with Disabilities Act. By continuing to restrict MAT access in this manner, the entities under your purview are woefully ignoring Department of Justice directives and violating civil rights. You cannot mandate recovery while simultaneously stripping away the exact medical tools proven to sustain it. And I am immediately asking this board for accountability and a concrete lawful policy change. Should I face incarceration in October, I ask for formal assurance
from this authority that my civil rights will not be suspended yet again at the facility doors, and that my medically prescribed federally protected treatment will be continued without interruption. Thank you for your time.
I'm just here to say, my son is here, and we talk all the time. He wants to know, where's the fruits? Where's the milk? Where was the protein? Where was the sunlight? They don't get any of that. It's just always some nonsense. Me personally, just coming up here, just to visit, you always get an attitude. Attitude for what? Because you work at the Rappahannock Regional Jail? It's awful. Can we just help each other? Can we just all put our heads together and just help one another? It's not right, and it's not fair. I'm just asking you to please help these people. They are still humans. And this shit don't have to be treated like that. And I'm not even in there. But I know what they're going through because I already been and done that back in 2008. If they find an orange or an apple, that's called contraband. If you didn't eat it right then and there, it's called a contraband. That's not fair, that's not right. Can we just all come together and try to figure this out? These people don't deserve this. And I'm a woman nurse for 35 years. I would never in my lifetime treat anybody bad. That's just me. Thank you.
Next we have Mr. Shamgar Connors.
Hey guys, Shamgar Connors. You probably seen me before, dressing up in costumes, going to meetings. I'm not here to make a big clown show today. That's not the purpose. So don't worry about it. I'm not gonna clown on you. I mean, you probably saw me when I dressed up in the Bucky's thing and ate the microphone. It's funny, But this is serious, and I think it's fair to say that no institution's gonna be perfect. As long as human beings are running things, until the AI overlords and Elon Musk build all the robots and take over everything, there's always going to be mistakes. I think that people have good intentions. I think Will has good intentions with what he wants to do. I think he has a good heart for it. Sure, me and Will don't agree on everything because he'll say I'm a right-wing extremist. But I mean, the truth is, I think everything's going to be improved. And one thing I wanted to ask is, you guys know that the inmates talk to people using the phones and it's like getting a GTL, getting out app and stuff. I looked it up and they make $300 million a year, and then this ViaPath thing makes $1.5 billion a year. That's crazy to me. I'm just talking to people. And I know it's a privilege. 50 years ago, they didn't have tablets to call people, but maybe get an IT dude to write a program so that you guys can control the talking for inmates. You can make it cheaper, and then you guys can keep all the money. I think it's crazy what they're doing. And I want to say, I don't know if you guys know, I was a middle school teacher for 14 years, and I support law enforcement. I think it's obviously necessary. I just think sometimes there's overstepping of boundaries. Like when I was in Spotsylvania and I was talking to the school board meeting, and then they escorted me out, violating my rights, which was stupid. But if you guys need to know, the reason I go to all these school board meetings is because that's why you have all these problems. You have kids growing up, there's no discipline in the schools. The schools are funded basically by butts and seats. The only way the schools make money is if students are in the schools. And that's why you're not allowed to suspend kids or expel kids, because then they don't make the money. And then you can only fail a kid 1 year in a row until they get socially promoted the next year. I don't know if you guys know that. So then that means a kid can just sit there and say, I gotta do no work, and then they don't have to do anything. All year they fail, they come back to school, and then they never fail again. They just continue to pass it. I remember when I was doing grades in Prince William, they emailed me, Mr. Connors, you can't fail any kids in your class. The problem is, I deal with them when I'm teaching, and then they grow up, and you guys deal with them as adults, and then you try to hold them accountable legally. You're saying, hey, you can't break the laws. Well, what do you mean I can't do that? I've done all this bad stuff my whole life and get away with it, and then you guys deal with it. So I think if you guys know, I think the schools and dealing with that would help you guys deal with a lot of what you're dealing with. If they start having discipline that's fair for children in schools and accountability, so that they can't just do whatever I'm on in schools. And I think You guys are doing a good job. Thanks for everything you do.
And the last person we had read.
Any new business? Is there any new business?
So you have the policy for the remote participation of members policy 1.0 and all virtual public meeting policy 2.0. This is our annual review. Here if you don't have any changes or any adjustments. I'm assuming they need to vote on that. So hearing if there are no adjustments, it just needs to be voted on. Review them.
Yeah, are there any questions or comments? You need to take a vote. I move that we review and approve. Okay, moving to action items for approval, looks like we have no action items. And the next item on the agenda is the closed session.
I move that the jail authority board convene a closed meeting pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1, specific to the superintendent's annual performance evaluation, and pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A7, specific to reasons by staff or superintendent Hudson pertaining to actual litigation and consultation with legal counsel.
Okay, so second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, those are currently down, and the meeting is now closed session.
So I need to ask everyone to stand up. We're gonna go back to the lobby.
Will the session reopen?
I am going to put you in the lobby and bring you back when the meeting reopens. Yes, sir.
I move that the Rappahannock Regional Jail Authority return to an open meeting and certify by roll call vote that only public business matters lawfully exempted from FOIA's open meeting requirements by Virginia law, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convened in the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered during the closed meeting.
Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, and can we have a roll call?
Chair Keegan.
Yes.
Chair Coles. Chief Mason.
Aye.
Major Scott.
Aye.
Mr. McCuffey.
Aye.
Mr. Petrovich.
Aye.
Mr. Ashton.
Aye.
Mr. Stroud.
Aye.
Mr. Burley.
Thank you. I call this meeting back to open session. And during the closed session, the board completed its work on Superintendent Hudson's performance evaluation. And now I'd like to move on to next item on the agenda, which is the superintendent's report.
Everybody's had a chance to review the reports that we emailed to you, I believe, last month. Provided nobody has any questions about that, just a couple things. Well, we're excited that we had 13 officers graduate from jail academy last class, and we are hopeful to have another large class this go around. So, other than that, that's really all I have.
All right, so questions, moving on to adjournment. Prior to adjournment, does anyone have any further business or questions? Okay, if not, is there a motion for adjournment? All in favor? Thank you. So, have a nice day.